Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. So today we are going to be making the 10 heart square. So this ought to be interesting, but we'll see how this goes. All right, so we're going to be chaining 30 to start with. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So there's 30. All right. All right, starting in the second chain from the hook, I'm using the back bumps of the chain. We're going to pull up the loops. So go into the back bump and pull up the loop. And then by the time that we get all the loops pulled up, you should have 30 loops on your hook. Alright, so let's count how many loops we have. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30. There we go. So we have 30. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a return pass. And we're just going to go through the first loop, just one, and then we're going to go through 2, all the way through until you only have 1 loop left on your hook. So this is called the base of or this first row is the base. It's called the base. So, or at least I call it that. Alright, so there's what we have right there. Okay. Alright, now we are going to do the knit stitch. So we're going to skip this first one because this first loop always counts. And we're going into the second one, and you're going to go in between and go to the back, from the front to the back. So we're going to go from the front all the way through to the back and pull up a loop. And this is called the knit stitch. And then by the time that you have all of these done, you should have 30 loops on your hook. All right, and then we're going to, when you get to the last stitch, you're going to go in the end right here, and you're going to go through both of those. There's two strings right there. Go through both and bring up a loop. And of course, you should have 30. And then you just go return pass, and it's always go through one and then go through two all the way across. So the return pass still. Anyway, then do one more row of that knit stitch, and we will be back for row 4. Okay, so row 4. We are going to start out with 10 white. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, then we're going to put a hot pink in here. So 1 hot pink. And then we need another white one. And now we need 9 white. So there's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we need a regular pink, and we're going to put 1 in there for that. And then we'll get another white one. I think you're going to need 3 balls of white. Well, you'll probably need 4 balls of white actually, but we're going to use 3 balls in this few rows. We're going to finish off with 9 white. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Alright, so this is what it should look like. Work those off. Oh, wait a minute. I'll show you how to work off when we're working off colors. We'll do that. We'll always go through the first one, just one, and then we go through two. When you get to a color, this one will always be the color from before, but this one here, you need to pick up that color. And then go through it. And then pick up the white. Okay, so there we go. So now row 5, we are going to start out with 9 now. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now we need 3 hot pink. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we need 7 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 3 pink. So there's 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to finish this off by putting 8 white in. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alright, so this is what this looks like now. Work those off and we'll be back for row 6 next. Alright, so row 6. We are going to start out with 8 white. So there's 1, or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we need 5 hot pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we need 5 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pink. there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you should have 7 white left. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And there you go. Alright, so that is what it should look like. Your loops. Just work them off and we'll be back for row 7. So row 7, we are going to start out with 7 white. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 7 hot pink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You need 3 white. So 1, 2, 3, 7 pink, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we need 6 white to finish it off. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, so that's what it should look like, and you work those off and then do another row of this. It's exactly the same. So we will be back for row 9 then. Alright, so we need to start out with 8 white. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then we need 2 dark pink, or hot pink. So there's 1, 2, and then we're going to bring this white over here. We're going to put a white right here, and then 2 hot pink again. So 1, 2, and then we need 5 white. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 pink, 1, 2, and I'm bringing this white over here, 1 white, and then 2 pink, 1, 2, and then you should have 7 white left over. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright, so that is what row 9 looks like. We're finishing up those 2 little hearts, and we'll be back for row 10 next. Okay, so before we do row 10, we finish those hearts, so we're going to cut off the white and the two pinks. The middle white. And we're going to get our purple and our lavender ready to go, because we're going to need that. And that white that I cut off too. And then we're going to need the other white. So this, we're going to need 4 whites. Okay. Alright, so we're going to start out with 5 white this time. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and then we're going to do the purple. I just need 1 right there. And then we need another white. And we need 9 white. So there's 1, 2, wait a minute, white, not purple. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we need the lavender. We just need 1. And then you're going to need another white, which is here. And we need 9 white again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then you're going to need another purple. And we'll put that here. And then we're going to need 3. Well, you have 3 white left over. 4 white. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so that's what it looks like. I'm starting 3 more hearts in that row, purples. And so you're going to work those off. We'll be back for row 11 next. Okay, so row 11, we're going to start out with 4 white. So this is 2, 3, 4, And we'll bring up the purple. We need 3 purple. So there's 1, 2, 3. Then we need 7 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we need 3 lavender. So there's 1, 2, 3. And then 7 white again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 3 purple. 1, 2, 3. And then you should have 3 white left. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Alright, and there's what it looks like on the hook. Work those off, and we'll be back for row 12 next. Alright, so row 12, we'll start out with 3 white. So there's 2, 3, and then we need 5 purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 lavender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should have 2 white left over. 1 and 2. And there's what it looks like on the hook. Work those off, and we'll be back for row 13 next. Well, actually, yeah, that's right, 13. Okay, so 13 and 14 are the same. So we're going to start out with 2 white, and then 7 purple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 3 white. 1, 2, 3, and then 7 lavender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 3 white. 1, 2, 3, 7 purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you should only have 1 white left. Right there. Alright, so work those off and then do row 14 the exact same way, and we'll be back for row 15. Alright, so we're going to start out row 15 with 3 white. And then we need 2 purple. And then I'm just going to bring this white over, put that white in there. And then 2 purple again. And then we need 5 white. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 lavender. 1, 2. And then bringing this white over here. 1 white. And then 2 lavender again. 1, 2. Then we need 5 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 2 purple. And then 1 white. And then 2 purple again. And then you should have 2 white left over at the end. So there's 1 and 2. Alright, and we'll work those off, and then we'll be back for row 16 next. Okay, so we are done with those purple hearts. And we can cut the whites off too in the middle. So we're going to cut off the purples, the middle whites, well, alright. And we'll get the pinks ready to go for this row. And 1 white. Alright. We need 10 white. We're going to start out with 10 white. So there is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we need regular pink, just 1. And then we need 9 white. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we need a hot pink. Just 1. And then we should have at 9, 9 white to end with here at this end here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. Alright, so there's what it looks like. Work those off and we'll be back for row 17 next. Row 17. We're going to start out with 9 white. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we need 3 pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then 7 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 3 hot pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 8 white. We'll end up with 8 white at the end here. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alright, so there's what that looks like, and then we'll work those off and we'll be back for row 18 next. Okay, so row 16. We're going to start out with 8 white. So there is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we need 5 pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we need 5 white. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hot pink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 7 white should be left over. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and there's what it looks like. Work those off, and we'll be back for row 17 next. I mean 19, because this is 18. Yeah, this was 18. We'll be back for row 19 next. Row 19, we're going to start out with 7 white. And row 19 and 20 are both the same. So you're going to do 19 and 20 the same way as this. So here is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we need 7 pink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 white. 1, 2, 3. 7 hot pink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you should have 6 white left over. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, work those off and then work row 20, and we'll be back for row 21 next. All right, so row 21, we're going to start out with 8 white. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we need 2 pink. 1, 2. And then 1 white and 2 pink. And then 5 white. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we need 2 pink. 1, 2. And then 1 white and 2 pink. Then we need 7 white left over. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There we go, and that's what it looks like. Work those off. We'll be back for row 22 next. Look at this. So far this is looking so cool. Look at that. Alright, so now before we go on to row 22, we need to cut off some strings because we just finished 2 more hearts. So the middle white and the pinks should be cut off. And then we're going to need this white. We're going to need the lavender, purple and lavender for this next row. So we'll pull those out and get them ready. And then the other white. And we are going to start out with 5 white. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we need the lavender. First, and then we need a white, and we need 9 white. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we need the purple. And we need another white. Where's the other white? Right here. So we need 9 white again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we need the other lavender. And then you should have 4 white left over. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. And there's what that looks like. And work those off, and we'll be back for row 23 next. So row 23, we're going to start out with 4 white. So there's 2, 3, 4, 3 lavender, 1, 2, 3, 7 white, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 purple, 3 purple, 1, 2, 3, 7 white, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 lavender, 1, 2, 3, and then you should have 3 white left over. So there's 1, 2, and 3. All right, and that's what it looks like. So work those off, and we will be back for row 24. So row 24, we're going to start out with 3 white. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we need 5 lavender. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 5 white. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lavender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there should be 2 white left over at the end here. 1 and 2. All right, work those off, and we will be back for row 25 and 26 next. Okay, so rows 25 and 26, they are the same. We start out with 2 white, and then we need 7 lavender. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3 white. 1, 2, 3, 7 purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3 white. 1, 2, 3, 7 lavender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1 white at the end. All right, work those off, and then work row 26 2. We'll be back for row 27. All right, let's finish up these hearts. We're going to start out with 3 white. All right, and then 2 lavender, 1 white, and 2 lavender. And then we need 5 white. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 purple. And then 1 white. And 2 purple. And then we need 5 white again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we need 2 lavender and 1 white, and then 2 lavender. And then we need 2 white to finish it off. All right, there we go. So now let's work those off, and we'll be back for row 28 next. All right, so we just finished up the hearts. We're going to cut off all strings but this one here. So we only need one now. All right, so we need the next 3 rows are just going to be 30 white all the way across. So that's what we're doing. We're just going to put white in every stitch, and when you get all of your loops in, they should be 30. So we're finishing this off with 3 more rows of white, and then I am going to sew down the ends, and we will be right back to do the border then. So I will see you then. Okay, so we're back. We're going to do the border, but look at this. Look at them hearts. Those little hearts. Aren't those cute? Anyway, so we are going to bind this off, and we're going to go in just like we're still knitting, but we're going to bind it off with a half double crochet. So you're going to need to, we're going to bind off each one of these. I'm also using my J hook, regular crochet hook. So we're going to go clear across here and till we get to the corner here. Okay, right here where we normally go through this on the end here, we're going to put 3 half double crochets in there. That is going to be our corners. And then we're just going to go down the side here and put a half double crochet in each stitch. And then when you get to the corners, make sure you put your 3 half double crochets in the corners. And then we'll be back for round 2. Okay. Alright, so starting in the 3rd loop, which is in the back of the half double crochet, we're going to half double crochet in the 3rd loops now. And then when you get to the corners, the middle, there's 3 stitches in the corners. So the middle stitch is where you would put 3 half double crochets in that 3rd loop. So right here is that stitch right there. We're going to put 3 half double crochets in there in that 3rd loop, and then you're just going to continue going around the whole thing like that. And then we'll be back for round 3 of this border next. Okay, so the 3rd round, we're still going to be working in our 3rd loops, but we're just going to single crochet in them. And we're still going to need 3 single crochets in the corners. And once you go all the way around, it'll look like this. So finish that off and then you will slip stitch to the first stitch that you started with, and then sew in that end. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye bye now.